All right. Over the past few weeks, the governor of Rivers State, Siminalayi Fubara, and the past governor, Nyesom Wike, have been at loggerheads over the political structure in the state. The feud between the duos snowballed into the State House of Assembly, causing factions within the legislature. At least 9 commissioners have now resigned from the 8-month-old government. While addressing some traditional rulers of Ogba land, after paying him a visit, he says he's ready to make peace. The traditional rulers, who appeal to both warring groups to resolve their differences, warn their supporters to desist from inciting further conflict.
It's only those who don't know peace. It's only who don't know the value of peace that will talk about trouble. All I pray is that this state is owned by all of us. People like you and your fathers, your grandfathers have fought for the unity of this state. And that's what I stand for. No politician who fold his arms and say, be dragged down. No politician. Me and my team will accept peace, but will not allow ourselves to be dragged down. Because when we go down, who will protect our people? Who will talk for our own interests?
I need you. I need the state governor to please, whatever it is, can be discussed and settled. This state must move forward. Everyone must be respected.
Well, joining us in the studio is a lawyer and public affairs analyst, Fred Nzako. Good morning. Compliments of the season.
Good morning. Compliments of the season to you too.
Now, you had a former governor and minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, saying no politician will fold his arms and watch himself being dragged down, so to speak, and that if they don't act, who will protect them, who will protect their interests, and all of that. I'm wondering what you deduce from the statement he has made, because there's been so much going on with regards to the reason for this feud. No one has been able to place a finger on what it takes exactly. But from what he said, are you able to deduce something?
I can't deduce anything, because the question is, who is dragging who down? That's the question. Who is dragging who down? There are 2 main gladiators, Wike on one side, the minister and ex-governor, immediate past governor, and Fubara on the other side, the current governor. Who is dragging who down?
For what?
That should be the question. And for what? The traditional rulers were suing for peace, but have they asked the critical question, what is the issue? What is the problem? What is the challenge? What issues are you people joining? In court, we said when issues are joined, that's when the court will now see what to talk about. They have not joined any issue. And nobody, and that is why there are so many gray area communication and information coming out from this challenge, because they have not told the people of Rivers and Nigerians what the issues are. Now he's saying they will not allow anybody. Nyesom Wike said he will not allow his structure to be pulled down. And then what are his structure? What structure is he talking about? In every political environment, the structure means the people. The people. That is the structure in politics. So, are you talking about the people of Rivers State? Now he's talking about himself and his men, that they don't want to be dragged down. Who are his men? Are they the people of Rivers State? Because in all of this, the question is, where does the welfare
of the
people lie? He's talking about being dragged down. Is he dragging down Wike and his commissioners that he surrounded Fubara with? Or dragging down the people of Rivers State who are now bearing the brunt of the feud? The old balance has when 2 elephants fight, the grass suffers. Already the people of Rivers State are already suffering. In the first instance, the House is not sitting as they should to dispense legislative duties. The executive is running helter-skelter to firm up its position and not be dragged down in the eyes of Wike. And then Wike himself is running between Abuja and Port Harcourt so that his structure will not collapse. And in all of this, the critical question is, and I like that question you asked, what is the issue? Nobody has said so. And when there is improper communication, the gray areas will begin to communicate with the people.
How do we even resolve the matter if we
don't know the issues? And that is why people will say money is the problem. The IGR of Rivers State is the problem. But Wike will say his structure. And Fubara will say, I have no problem with my boss. So that tells you that both men are telling us lies. They're telling the people of Rivers lies. There is something in between them which they have not spoken. What structure are we talking about? One elder of Rivers State said it is the IGR of Rivers. Some people marched in protests last week and said it is the IGR of Rivers State that had been decimated from 15 billion monthly to about 6 billion, meaning that the difference of 9 billion, they accused ex-former Governor Wike directly of pocketing 9 billion of Rivers IGR every month. Now, about 19 commissioners in Rivers State, all appointed by Governor Wike. 9 have left. Out of the 9 that left, 4 were from Ikwere-speaking area of Rivers State, the local government that make up Ikwere-speaking area. That is Wike's immediate community. They have all left. The other 10 that are remaining were appointed by Wike, but they seem to have switched their allegiance to the sitting governor. The chief of staff appointed by Wike, virtually everybody in authority under Fubara was appointed by Wike. The question is, if Fubara does not have a mind of his own to govern Rivers State, because that is the impression Wike is giving to the people, for him to have made all these appointments, both the ones in commissioner's office and the ones even in the governor's office, all appointed by Wike. So that means that Fubara does not have the competence.
Isn't that a function of an agreement they must have had before?
I'm coming. Before you go to that agreement, that is an impression that he doesn't have the competence to govern Rivers State if he cannot even appoint the people that will run the state affairs with him. And they have to be appointed by his predecessor in office. And if that is the impression Wike is giving, why did he now bring Fubara and did everything he did to make sure that he became the governor? And in his words, because everything we are talking about this issue, we are taking from their own mouth. In his words, that nobody in Rivers State bought even form. From the governor to the House of Assembly, all the senators, all the members of House of Reps, and all the members of House of Assembly, that nobody can stand up and say he bought form. What does that tell you? It tells you that Wike acted not just an emperor, but like an Egyptian pharaoh in the affairs of Rivers State. And if at the end of the day, election had been held, the governor had been sworn in, and he went ahead to appoint everybody, virtually everybody, that will work with the governor. So the governor will only be useful as photograph on the wall in offices in Rivers State. That is what it means. And we had that sometime that one of the issues that brought this to the fore was that a commissioner was given an assignment. Of course, you don't blame us because they have not told us what is the problem. So we'll now hear from from the grapevine, the snipers, that a commissioner was given an assignment by the governor. And when he was reminded, how far have you got with this assignment? He now asked the governor, have you told Ogba? They said that happened sometime in October. That it was shortly after that, the governor felt so incensed about such a reply. Have you told Ogba? Who is Ogba? Have you confirmed from Nyesom Wike whether to carry on this assignment or not? So in the midst of all this, we are waiting for the time when they will confirm what exactly is the problem. But if we go by the snipers and the grapevine information that we are getting, money is an issue.
And, well, as you have said, and as we have been following, the grapevine is really awash with all forms of information. Now, there's a school of thought who kind of trended over the weekend that the governor would have even resigned. You know, he would have resigned, or he's considering resign or considered resigning at the onset of, the crisis. And look at the example you just gave. But, what are your thoughts on this resignations that we have seen so far? Some have said, okay, if Wike loyalists are leaving, this might also be a fine opportunity for the governor to build his own cabinet of loyalists. And the fact, again, political analysts are also positing that him being a governor also gives him a ranking of an emperor, in his own standing, and no one can mess with that. And perhaps that is also what the Wike personality is also seeing, that this is a governor in his own right, and so that's why we're having these divisions between both.
If Wike is realizing that this is a governor who has the authority to govern in such a powerful state like Rivers, if he's just realizing that, then he's not telling himself the truth, because in several fora, he had spoken extensively about the fact that it is foolhardy. It amounts to imbecility if a sitting governor is being pushed left, right, and center, because the authorities that the governor possesses, any governor, the authorities that he possesses are not such that you push him around. And then he himself, as a governor, he said himself that he was not the kind of a man that would be pushed left, right, and center, be pushed around, that he had a mind of his own, and then he listened to whatever he wanted to listen to and took actions the way and manner he wanted to take such actions. So if he had such mindset, then what now informed the idea of appointing virtually all the people, all the top officials of government for the sitting governor? And when the crisis now started, the people now started dropping. Of course, it was expected that they will leave, because it is tied to the fact that he who pays the piper dictates the tune. If a governor appoints you, then you know that he appointed you. Because in Nigeria, because of the way and manner political appointments are made, appointments are seen as favor. That anybody who has appointed you to high office has done you a very big favor to have brought you on board. And that is the impression that we are creating, of course, which is not the kind of impression that we expected in civilized democracy, because some people, even when you appoint them, they will tell you, I don't have the energy to run this show, I don't want to go, I don't want to run, I want to serve. But you hardly will see anybody who has been appointed and who will tell you he doesn't want to serve. Even when he is very aged, that's why you see an ambassador at 83 serving Nigeria. That's why you see a minister at 80-something serving Nigeria, because it has been structured in a way that it looks like food is ready appointment. Come and chop. Come, let's take care of you. Oh, you have been so loyal. Come, this is time for you to come and enjoy the loyalty. If we are talking about service, and that is why you hardly will see people resigning. These men that are resigning and women that are resigning are not resigning on principle. They are resigning because the political space has become very toxic and very choking. And that's why they are resigning. They're not resigning because, this governor is not doing well, or we are resigning because the policies of the government are not good, or because the welfare of the people are not paramount, or that the government has not is not placing the right foot forward. They are simply resigning because of personal egoistic interest of their puppeteer, and that is the minister, Nyesom Wike. And of course, they are not hiding it. They are not making it they are not even masquerading it. It is very open and very visible, even to the blind to see, that these are men and women who really are not there for the sake and interest of the people of Rivers, but to protect the political hegemony of Nyesom Wike, which he now called structure. And in that hegemony, appointments are involved. Huge money of Rivers State is involved. And even Nyesom Wike has by himself said that nobody bought from. That tells you how he threw around the wealth of Rivers State. Recall that he spent so much money in running for presidential election that he almost clinched but failed. And a lot of money Humongous amount of money was spent. For the past 24 years or thereabout, Nyesom Wike had been earning money from the people in government. First as chairman of Ogba local government, again as chief of staff to the governor, another as Minister of State for Education, and another 8 years as governor, and now as minister. Ask me and ask him. Wike is 56. Take away 24 from 56, remaining 32. What has he earned on his own in the first 32 years of his life before he came into government? That he will throw money around in such a manner that makes the people develop goose pimples. There are many issues and challenges waiting to be sorted out in Rivers State.
Right.
Forget the flyovers. The Human Development Index of Rivers State is very low and very poor. Go and check the education. How often have you seen a Rivers pupil come first in WAEC, in JAMB, or in NECO exams? These are some of the things that you used to know how well. When Peter Obi was governor of Anambra, he injected money in Anambra State, and all of a sudden, Anambra pupil started coming first, second, third in virtually all the exams. And in every state where there is focus on education, you will see the result. Where is the result in Rivers State? Go to Rivers State and see the swallow, urban swallow, in most parts of, even in Port Harcourt City.